What is a resilience hub is a great question. And sort of the basic framework that I think we think about from our East Portland collective perspective is a physical place set locally in the community that it is intended to serve, that is actually run by people, by volunteers, by people that live nearby, in order to build neighborhood and community pride, in order to trade and share skills, trade and share resources. And I think one of the things that I really love about having these shared community spaces is having really good conversations. And one of the things that comes out of conversations is identifying community and group and people's needs and being able to amplify those sort of upwards and outwards to make sure that our communities are being resourced appropriately. One of the projects that I am really excited about with East Portland Resilience Coalition is our Building Community Resilience Hubs project. What is really, I think, exciting about this particular work group is that there's no sort of clear-cut definition of what a resilience hub is. And for different communities, that's going to look different. So what that means is we're working in a really kind of dynamic, creative space that is very much based on the people that the hub is serving and the people who are living in the neighborhood, and making sure that the needs are identified and met, but also met in a way that makes sense for the people that are participating. I think the fun part of creating a resilience hub is what we've been calling our fair weather programming, which is kind of just brainstorming ideas of fun things to do with each other. Whether that's in East Portland Collective, we do something called Neighborhood Knits, where we just literally hang out and you knit or not, or crochet or whatever that looks like for you. And again, just hang out, talk, get to know people, make something, and connect. And that's one example, but I think there's so many different ways that we can bring people together to have conversations and to build community. So that's kind of sort of the more fun, lighthearted part is, oh, I have an idea, I have a class, how can I make something in this shared space? The other side of a resilience hub that I think is really important and that separates it from sort of just a classroom space, for example, is being able to convert it into a resource sharing center, into a control center isn't quite the right word, but a location where community members can help each other respond to disasters. I think one of the really powerful pieces about East Portland Resilience Coalition facilitating this conversation is there are so many groups in East Portland that are all trying to do amazing work and that have created the framework for resilience hubs all across our 13 different communities. So that we're all aligned and that we're working together towards the same goal is really important, but then also respecting each individual group's autonomy, as well as goals and motivations and the way that they help in the community. And I think that's something that can be challenging to understand when we're so used to saying, okay, you're the leader and this is the direction we're all going and we're all going to get in line. And I think part of the joy and the challenge of untangling this is that end goal that we all have, where we all want to be able to thrive in the communities that we live in. Another long-term vision that I hope will outlast even the coalition itself, is that resilience hubs and building community, especially community around where we physically are and where we physically interact in our spaces, is really integral to the fabric of our neighborhoods and of our society. Being able to be resilient, again, physically present where we are, is something that will never change, even if we can meet with friends and with family virtually, because we are contained in our physical bodies, and creating more spaces for that, especially, I think, post-COVID, in a world where we've gotten a little bit farther away from actually interacting in person and having face-to-face conversations and having, frankly, hard conversations sometimes is really important. So I think what we're starting here, I hope, is just a seed that's going to grow into something that is part of the fabric of our East Portland landscape.